Kohima Diaji Press Information Bureau Kohima Bra 12 years of government mark Rigina Varta organized Kurishe. Program though from empowerment to prosperity, urban livelihoods and entrepreneurship laga team pitor de lishe. Program de kota kura homoy de NULM Directorate of Urban Development laga additional director and state mission director Petevile Katzabra. Naglen the urban poverty alleviation programs laga history implement kura administrative framework aro BM SVANidhi scheme pidor department laga progress opor kota kurishe. The NULM Directorate of Urban Development Government of Nagaland laga State Mission Manager Abau Shokrebra Janaishi ki the NULM introduced kura the urban poor kan nimide sustainable livelihood moka banai dia de urban poverty komti kuri bole nimide ase. Program la laga upor details sai sabo.
This program, Verta, is a media interaction, very short media interaction program that is being held as a part of the nationwide outreach marking the 12 years of the government, the central government. So today's topic will focus on the UD, Urban Development Directorate initiatives, and we call our Verta today as from empowerment to prosperity, urban livelihoods, and entrepreneurships. So today we are very fortunate to have our guest from Urban Development Directorate, Government of Nagaland. I welcome Sir Petevile Katzabra. He is an additional director and he is a state mission director at the NULM Directorate of Urban Development, Government of Nagaland. And we also have Madam Abai Sukre, State Mission Manager, DAY, NULM Directorate of Urban Development, Government of Nagaland. So today's our team will particularly focus on the Prime Minister's PM's SVANidhi scheme and DAY and NULM. So it will particularly focus on this primary Prime Minister's SVANidhi scheme, and which is a landmark initiative that is undertaken by the central government and to all the states of the nations, and which transform the lives of thousands of street vendors in the country, including Nagaland, by providing access to institutionalized credit, digital transactions, financial inclusion, and opportunities for sustainable livelihood. And our speakers, our guests will talk on the Din Dayal, Antyodaya Yojana, National Urban Livelihood Missions as well, which aims to reduce urban poverty by enabling poor and vulnerable urban households to access gainful self-employment and skilled wage employment. So I will call this additional director first to give an overview of today's Verta.
First of all, on behalf of the Department of Urban Development, would like to extend our thanks to the PIB for giving us the opportunity to highlight the schemes, especially the urban poverty alleviation schemes that has been implemented by the department. I initially will highlight the schemes and also the setup of how urban poverty alleviation programs are being implemented in the state. With the initiative or the support from the Government of India, the State Urban Development Agency, we call it SUDA, was registered in 1999 under the direction of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. And under SUDA, we have district heads, district officers in the 11 districts, erstwhile 11 districts during 2011 census. SUDA was registered or established to implement the urban poverty alleviation programs. And the first program implemented by the SUDA was SGSRY. Swarna Jayanti Sahari Rojgar Yojana. So this was the first urban poverty elevation of the government of India, which was implemented by Suda of Nagaland also, like all the other states of India. There were also two important schemes implemented by this agency, WAMBE, and also ILCS, Integrated Low Cost Sanitary Latrine. So these are the two schemes. And with the winding up of the SGSOI in 2013-14, Government of India introduced National Urban Livelihood Mission, which is the same urban poverty elevation program, but with a slight changes in the guidelines and the components as well. And now, since 2024, Ministry has abolished or winded up the program of the NULM and introduced a new scheme that is called DGA. So this has already been introduced, but we are still in the pilot project, which is Kohima, which is being implemented only in Kohima, implemented in partnership with the KMC or the ULP of Kohima. As per the guidelines or the modalities of implementation by the ministry, mission director's role is given to the Secretary of the State Urban Development Agency. So that is the arrangement, administrative arrangement at the state level. And at the district level, we have district urban development agencies, which is chaired by the additional deputy commissioner, and the secretary or the member secretary is the district urban development officer of the department. So this is how the urban poverty elevation programs are being implemented in the state till today. So with this introduction and the administrative setup of the agency or the mission directorate, I have my colleague Abbas Shukre, who has been there since the inception of the State Urban Development Agency, and also she has been spearheading the urban poverty elevation programs that has been initiated by Government of India and been implemented at the state level. So she will be dwelling on the some of the past experiences, and also the way forward, which we are expecting ministry to be rolled out in full project, covering all the 39 towns of the state. So with the introduction, with this brief introduction, and later I'll be highlighting one of the schemes, one of the flagship programs of the ministry, which is the PM SVANidhi.
Under this NULM, we had major 5 components. The NULM was implemented in Nagaland to reduce urban poverty by creating sustainable livelihood opportunities for the urban poor. The 5 major components under NULM are social mobilization and institutional development, which we call SVANidhi, through SHGs, that is the self-help groups. We had employment through skill training and placement, that was called ESTP. We had self-employment program, that is SEP, including support for micro enterprise. We had the 4th component called street vendors, support for urban street vendors. We call it SUSV. Then the 5th component was shelter of urban homeless, SUH. Various meetings and at district level, and even at the colony level or the ward level, trainings and handholdings were conducted, even right to their kitchen. So during these years, from 2014 till 2023-24, I have seen a lot of improvement amongst the women flock, amongst the SAGs. The SAGs particularly, they were trained to develop regular saving habits. They were facilitated to access bank credits, even if it was small amount. And then they were trained to build leadership as well as decision-making skills. We have tried to help them improve their household income and to become financial independent. We tried our best under this component to make them participate in community development activities also. So those were some of the activities that we have been doing, and we have seen them grown to be a good leadership even among their small community, and they were able to become self-sufficient in many ways. The main activities taken up by our SAGs were savings and internal lending. They were involved in income generating activities. They involved themselves in small business, home-based business, and micro enterprise development. Tailoring and handicrafts, especially those districts from eastern side of Nagaland, they are more or less involved in handicrafts. Food processing and catering is more or less based in Kohima and Dimapur. Retail and trading activities are involved by all the SAGs in all the districts. Organic farming and allied enterprises are also involved. They are also involved in financial literacy and community awareness program. The impact of NULM, if you look into it, the key impact has been empowering the urban poor household to become self-reliant rather than dependent on assistance. The mission has enhanced skills and employability. It have improved the access to institutional credit, supported the establishment of small enterprises, strengthened women-led community institutions. It has increased household income and financial inclusion, improved livelihoods among economically weaker sections. Now, as mentioned earlier, the position of NULM, the implementation period of this NULM program have officially concluded on the 30th of September 2024. So, on conclusion to this, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, after building on the learnings from this day in NULM, it has introduced the new mission called DJS, which is Deen Dayal Jan Ajivika Yojana Shehari. The mission is currently being implemented in pilot cities under test, learn, scale approach. The ministry has selected 25 cities across the nation to implement the pilot project, and out of which for Nagaland, Kohima is being selected as a pilot city, and it is ongoing. The pilot project focus on vulnerable occupational groups such as the gig workers, transport workers, construction workers, waste workers, caregivers, and domestic workers. It has adopted an integrated approach of skills, livelihoods, and social protection. Now, the key message behind the transition from day NULM to DJ is the continuity with improvement. While day NULM have laid the foundation for strengthening the urban livelihoods, DJYS builds on that success with a more targeted, adaptive, and inclusive approach. The new mission responds to changing needs of today's urban workforce while continuing to promote women's empowerment, sustainability, livelihoods, and social protection. Thank you for this time.
I stand here again to highlight the ongoing flagship program of the Ministry of Urban Affairs, that is PM SVANidhi, Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmar Nirbhar Nidhi. It is about a group of people which we see every day, but we tend to ignore. They are our street vendors, providing to our daily needs, our kitchen. The business of these vulnerable people, the street vendors, their business were interrupted. So in order to help uplift and let them stand on their own feet, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs have introduced this PM SVANidhi on 1st June 2020. The main goal of the PM SVANidhi is simple: to give street vendors a small, affordable loan without any collateral or security. This helps them to restart and keep their business running. So who are the beneficiaries? Who are the potential beneficiaries? Anyone who sells or offers services on the streets, footpath, pavements, or by moving from place to place. This includes people selling vegetables, fruit, tea and coffee, clothes, books, etc. It also includes services like barbers, cobblers, and laundry workers. Interested beneficiaries or potential beneficiaries in this sector can apply the loan via the SIDBI developed PM SVANidhi portal, and that has been doing, and we are doing well in our state. So how do the scheme work? What is the process? The schemes sanction loans to the interested eligible street vendors. The beneficiaries or the vendors who pays loans back on time are rewarded by letting them borrow more money the next time. The loans comes in 3 stages. The first loan with an amount of 15,000, which is followed by the second loan of 25,000 after repaying the first loan. And the third tranche or the third loan is 50,000 rupees after the paying back of the second installment. So this is the incentive attached to the repayment of the scheme. The benefits are interest subsidy. The government has given an interest subsidy up to 7%. Number 2 is no guarantee needed. Vendors do not need to give any security to avail this loan. The government guarantees the loan for them under CGT MSME Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for micro and small enterprises. The third benefit is digital rewards. This is aligned with the Digital India vision. vendors get cash back when they accept digital payments. The fourth, which has been introduced in the restructured scheme, is a credit card facility. Vendors who have successfully paid back their second installment or second loan can get a special UPI linked RuPay credit card amount ranging between 10,000 and 30,000 for their emergency needs. The fifth is the family welfare schemes. Beneficiaries joining these schemes also opens the door to 8 central government welfare programs, including affordable life insurance, accidental insurance, ration card benefits, supports to students, etc. So these are the scheme components, the 8 central schemes components that are being linked to this particular scheme. PM Suraksha Bima Yojana, PM Jivan Jyoti Bima Yojana, PM Shram Yogi Mandan Yojana, PM Jan Dan Yojana, One Nation, One Ration Card, Janami Suraksha Yojana, registration under BOCW, and PM Mantru Vandana Yojana. In order to avail these benefits, the beneficiaries have to undergo or enroll through a special socio-economic profiling, which is called SVANidhi, Samridhi. We call it SSS. So this is being facilitated by the stakeholder departments of urban development and the ULBs for their beneficiaries. The progress in Nagaland. The ministry has set the target for the state, which is 13,000 loans to be sanctioned within 31st March 2030. Out of these, the achievements so far, the banks have approved 6,511 loans worth 10.75 crores rupees. This means we have achieved more than 50% of the target. Out of this, 6,394 loans have already been sanctioned. Then the most notable thing to be mentioned here is 60% of the vendors who have availed loan. That is 3,861 beneficiaries, street vendors, have already repaid their loans. We have 200 bank branches across the state providing loan to the street vendors in the state. However, the results vary across the state because of various reasons. This scheme is covering that all the 39 ULBs of the state, and with the new within the new restructured framework, even the census towns are included. Some areas, towns are doing very well in terms of repayment. For instance, 2 towns have achieved 100% repayment. That is Agunato and Meluri. But Agunato has only 2 street vendors loan has been sanctioned, and Meluri only 1 loan has been sanctioned. So in terms of number, they are very just two beneficiaries and 1 in Meluri. While in Nokla, 92% of the beneficiaries have already recovered their loan, and Chantonia is at 90% recovery. On the other hand, out of the 39 ULBs, 8 towns ULBs have not performed well, and they are yet to register a single loan. This is a concern. And these towns are Naginimara, Tizi, Tobu, Sataka, Shamatur, Seyechong, Chipoboju. The first and the foremost challenge that we have come across is the paperwork issues. Many vendors face trouble because of their Aadhaar card and not Aadhaar card not linked with their current phone numbers. So this is one of the mandatory things. If your phone number is not linked with your Aadhaar, you cannot proceed with the uploading of your forms, long forms. Many vendors do not know how to use digital payments, and internet connection is very weak in many of the interior areas of the state. The third is the bank rejection. In the first phase of the scheme, we face a lot of rejection by the state, by the banks. And since this scheme is an online portal in which we have to apply, beneficiaries are facing this problem. Especially in Chipoboju here, we have two banks, the Nagaland Rural Bank and the cooperative banks. We have the branches there, but because of their core banking facilities unavailable in these two banks, the beneficiaries or the towns is not able to register even a single vendor here. Regarding the rejection of application by the banks, initially the scheme was introduced during the COVID. It is not only the state that has faced this issue, but the rejection was because of the incomplete application forms and the persuasion of the street vendors for their long tension after submission of their forms. It's because of the COVID issue.
Oh.
That is one. The other one is another one is the Aadhaar link, Aadhaar and registered mobile link with Aadhaar. That is also one of the major things. So during COVID, the issue that we faced was addressed by the Home Department, the state, and also the IT department. So after the situation improved, slowly the rejection also has improved. So that way the system, the process has been simplified, and all the branches are aware of what the scheme is. So now rejection has become, the issue of rejection has been eased a lot.
I just want to take this opportunity to say a few words. So given the current trends and headlines, I think, friends, today the workshop is a reminder for all of us that we're not just a messenger of crisis and conflicts. We can also be messengers of hope. So when we chronicle, for example, when we chronicle stories about women empowerment, chronicle stories about the successful implementation of government schemes, of thousands of people, getting elevated from poverty, I think such stories also need to find space in our media universe. So we're not just telling, when we write all this, chronicle all these stories, we're not just telling feel-good stories, but we're also providing a blueprint. We are sharing valuable lessons and inspiring adaptation, an example where other people can also, adapt, and most of all, a credible solution for our community. So with these few words, once again, I thank you all. All of your gracious presence have greatly enhanced the importance of this event. Thank you.